Welcome to the deep dive. So if you own property in Greece, or maybe you're thinking about it, there's this one big question that probably comes up fast.
Oh, yeah.
How much does it actually cost to get an Airbnb management company? And maybe even more critical, what are you really getting for your money?
Right. What's under the hood?
Exactly. So that's our mission today. We're going deep into the typical fee structures you find for Airbnb management, across Greece. We want you to be able to tell what's fair value, what's maybe way too much. Basically, give you the tools to figure out the real value, not just the price tag.
Yeah. Turn that property from a potential headache into something that actually works for you.
Precisely. A passive profit-generating asset. That's the dream, right?
And look, this is really vital stuff. Doesn't matter if you've got, say, a family summer place up in Kavala, maybe inherited, or if you're an investor, maybe from Germany, Romania, Bulgaria, looking at the Greek market. Understanding these numbers, it's not just about saving a few euros. It's about making smart strategic choices. Choices that really hit your bottom line, your peace of mind, and how long your investment keeps paying off.
Okay, let's dive in then, because it's definitely not straightforward, is it? This whole world of management fees.
Not at all.
There isn't just one way they charge. From what we've seen, there are basically three common ways, three pricing models you'll see again and again in Greece.
That's right. And the one you'll probably see most often by far is the commission-based model.
Okay.
So here, the manager takes a percentage of your gross rental income.
Gross income. So that's everything before expenses, right? The total booking revenue.
Exactly. Just the raw earnings from the bookings. And typically that percentage is somewhere between, say, 20% and 30%.
20 to 30%, okay.
And it's super popular.
Yeah.
Partly because it's simple, but also, honestly, it feels fair because it's linked to performance.
Right. They only make good money if you make good money.
Precisely.
Yeah.
When your place does well, lots of bookings, good rates, you both win. Their success is directly tied to yours.
Makes sense.
Now, the exact percentage, that can vary a bit. Depends on things like, is it a prime location? How big is the property? What level of service do you need?
Oh, okay.
Like a really fancy luxury villa. That might justify a higher percentage because, well, it takes a lot more hands-on management, maybe more intense guest service.
I see the appeal there, definitely. It feels like a partnership, especially if you're new to this, but
yeah.
What if you crave predictability? You just want to know exactly what you'll pay each month. Isn't there a flat rate option?
There is. That takes us to the second model, the fixed monthly fee.
Okay.
Pretty simple concept. You pay the manager the same amount every month. Doesn't matter how many bookings you get, or even if you get no bookings.
That sounds good, maybe, during peak season, when you know you'll be full.
Exactly. That's the appeal. You think, great, high season, I'm covered. But here's the big catch.
There's always a catch.
It can get really, really expensive in the slower months. Or, if tourism dips unexpectedly, if your bookings drop off.
You could be paying them more than you're earning.
Easily. You could end up losing money just on the management fee.
Oh.
All the risk sits squarely with you, the owner.
Ouch. Okay. Not so appealing then.
It's a different risk profile, for sure.
Yeah.
And then that brings us to the third one. The one that sounds like it fixes everything. The hybrid model.
Hybrid, like a mix of the two.
Yeah, exactly. It usually combines a small fixed fee each month with a smaller commission percentage on bookings.
Okay, so trying to get the best of both worlds. Some predictability, some performance incentive.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
A bit of guaranteed income for the manager, plus a reason for them to push for bookings. But, and this is a big but based on our sources, it often gets really complicated, really fast, for owners trying to figure out their actual profit.
How so? Isn't it just two numbers?
You'd think. But it can be structured in tricky ways. Like maybe the commission only applies after you hit a certain occupancy rate. Or maybe there are different commission rates for Airbnb bookings versus, say, Booking.com or direct bookings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it can become a real headache trying to track it all. And it makes it super hard to see what your effective commission rate really is month to month. It can hide the true costs behind, agreements that look simple at first glance.
So it sounds simple, but isn't.
Pretty much. The key takeaway there is you really need to crunch the numbers. Run scenarios, high season, low season, average. See how that hybrid model actually hits your payout in each case before you sign anything.
That's a really, really critical point because that complexity, that's often where those nasty hidden fees creep in, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, okay, we've got these models, commission, fixed, hybrid, but the percentage or the flat fee, That's just the start. The real question is, what are you getting for that price?
Yes, this is crucial.
What's the absolute bare minimum, the non-negotiables, that a professional management service in Greece must include in their standard fee?
Right. So a proper professional service, their main fee should definitely cover a few core things. No question.
Like what?
Okay, first up, guest communication. Comprehensive. From the first message, asking about the place, right through to handling reviews after they leave.
Okay, all guest comms.
Full support while the guest is actually staying there. You know, if something breaks, if they have questions,
Right.
someone needs to be available.
Right, 204/7, or close to it.
Ideally, yeah. And then smooth check-in and check-out.
Yeah.
Coordinating that often needs someone local on the ground. Then absolutely essential, professional cleaning and laundry between every single stay. That has to be included in the service coordination.
Can't run an Airbnb without that.
Nope. Also creating your listing in the first place and then optimizing it ongoing, making it look good, making it rank well.
Okay.
Managing the calendar meticulously across all platforms, if you're listed on more than one, avoiding those dreaded double bookings.
Nightmare fuel for hosts.
Tell me about it. And really importantly, dynamic pricing.
Explain that a bit more.
It means they're not just setting one price and forgetting it. They're using tools, data, algorithms, whatever, to constantly adjust your nightly rate based on demand, what competitors are charging, local events, holidays.
So you're always priced right to get bookings, but also make the most money.
That's the goal. Optimize both occupancy and income. These things, they aren't nice to haves. They're the absolute basics for your property to perform well, consistently, and keep guests happy.
That's such a clear list and so important because let's face it, we hear stories all the time, don't we? Companies flashing a low number like 15% or 18%.
The bait.
Yeah. And then they bury all these extra charges in the small print. I actually heard about someone recently, thought they had a great 15% deal.
Oh.
Then the monthly statement arrives, charges for like, yes, welcome kit assembly, per guest messaging surcharge, even toilet paper replenishment management.
Seriously, toilet paper management.
I know, it sounds tiny, but it adds up. Death by 1,000 paper cuts, right. So what are these common hidden fees we need to look out for?
It's a classic tactic, sadly. Look cheap up front, then nickel and dime you on everything else. So besides those basics you mentioned, like guest messaging or restocking, watch out for.
Okay, give us a list.
Onboarding or setup fees. Sometimes they call it initial photography or listing optimization that isn't part of the main commission.
Right, a one-off charge to get started.
Exactly. Then maintenance markups. The company charges you extra on top of what the plumber or electrician actually billed.
Sneaky.
Marketing add-ons. Charging extra for premium visibility or maybe for creating social media posts about your place. Sometimes per guest fees. A small extra charge for every guest in the booking adds up fast if you host families or groups.
Wow.
Less common, but check for seasonal increases. Does the fee jump up in July and August?
Okay.
And channel-specific fees. Like maybe the commission is lower for Airbnb, but higher if the booking comes through booking.com or their own website.
Man, that's a minefield.
It really can be. All these little things, they seem small, but they stack up. They can easily push your real cost way past that initial low percentage, often closer to 30% or even higher, and you don't see it coming until that statement lands.
So this brings up a really important question then. How do you, as the owner, protect yourself from falling into that trap?
You have to be demanding. Before you sign anything, you absolutely must ask for and then carefully read a super detailed breakdown. What exactly is included in the fee? What isn't included?
Get it in writing.
Absolutely. Transparency up front is everything. If a company gets vague or dodges the question, that's a huge red flag.
Good advice.
Don't be afraid to ask for a sample monthly statement too. See exactly what line items might appear.
Okay, so if this hidden fee problem is so common, what does real transparency actually look like? You mentioned our sources pointed to one example that does things differently, Planbnb.
Yeah, Planbnb. Their approach is, well, refreshingly simple, and they're very upfront about it. They state it clearly. It's an all-inclusive 25% commission on your gross earnings.
25%, all in.
All in. Their whole pitch is basically no setup fees, no hidden charges, no surprise costs, period.
Okay, that sounds promising.
And they list out what that 25% covers. It's comprehensive. Full guest communication, 24/7 support, professional listing creation and optimization, dynamic pricing to boost income, calendar syncing across Airbnb, booking.com, even their own direct booking site, complete coordination of cleaning and property checks, Managing the restocking of essentials? Yes, even the toilet paper.
Included.
Included. Supervising maintenance when needed, and detailed monthly reports so you see exactly what's happening.
Wow, that sounds complete.
Their core idea is simple. We only earn when you earn. It aligns their goals perfectly with yours. They want to get you more bookings at better rates and keep your property in top shape because that's how they make money too.
That alignment is just so important, isn't it?
It really is.
It's such a contrast to those other companies, the ones dangling that low 15% or 18%, but then sneakily adding fees for really basic stuff, messaging guests, scheduling the cleaner, handling check-in, fixing a leaky tap. Some even hit you with onboarding fees or seasonal bumps.
Right.
It makes comparing them almost impossible. And like you said, when you add it all up, that cheap deal suddenly costs 30% or more, and you only realize it when you look at your actual payout. Too late then.
Exactly. So let's tie this back. What is a typical fair range for Airbnb management in Greece, realistically?
Yeah. What should people expect?
Based on everything, our sources point to a range generally between 20% and 30% of the gross rental income.
20 to 30%.
Yeah, depending on location specifics, property type, and exactly how comprehensive the service is. And that range, it's not just pulled out of thin air.
Right.
It reflects real cost. Managing staff, paying for sophisticated software for pricing and marketing, having that local expertise, it all costs money, especially in a competitive market like Greece.
So what does that range imply for owners?
Well, it implies that if someone offers you something significantly lower than 20%, you should be cautious.
Okay.
It probably means compromises somewhere. Either the service quality won't be great, or key things aren't included, or you're likely to get hit with those surprise extra charges down the line.
And what about higher than 30%?
Anything much above 30%, you'd really only want to consider that if you're getting something truly exceptional, like maybe luxury in-person concierge services for a super high-end villa, or maybe some very specialized intensive branding work for the property.
Got it.
But for most owners needing good, solid, comprehensive management, that 20% to 30% band is generally where fair market value sits.
Okay, that's a really useful benchmark. So wrapping this up for our listeners, what does this all mean for you, the property owner trying to choose? Before you sign anything, you absolutely have to ask some tough questions. Push for total clarity.
Yes.
First, obviously, what exactly does this fee include, like line by line?
Don't be shy.
Are the basics, guest comms, cleaning coordination definitely in the main package, or are they billed extra?
Crucial.
Are there any seasonal bumps, any fees tied to specific booking sites? And this is a big one, I think. Am I dealing with one single team that handles everything? Or are different tasks farmed out to different people, maybe freelancers, with no real coordination, leaving you juggling contacts if something goes wrong?
That coordination piece is huge. Avoids things falling through the cracks. The goal is just to avoid that death by a thousand cuts scenario with hidden fees.
Definitely.
And that last point about a single coordinated team, that's particularly important if you're an owner living outside Greece.
Right, the remote owners.
Yeah. Companies like Planbnb, for instance, they make a point of managing properties for clients all over Greece, but especially for owners based abroad. Germany, Romania, Bulgaria, wherever. Their stated aim is simple. Get the owner the best possible results with the least possible stress for them. That kind of comprehensive, transparent model is designed to give you peace of mind, knowing your investment is properly looked after, even if you're thousands of miles away.
And that really sums it up, doesn't it? It's not just about that headline percentage.
Not at all.
It's about the whole package. Everything you get or maybe don't get for that fee. Understanding these different models, knowing what questions to ask, that's the key.
Absolutely.
It's key to making sure you get consistent income, that your property is well maintained, and that the whole management process is smooth and professional, not stressful.
Exactly. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Now that you know the ins and outs of these different management models, you know where the pitfalls might be, you've seen what real transparency looks like.
Yeah.
How might you approach your next conversation about managing your property or choosing a manager? How will you ensure you're not just paying a fee, but actually making a smart investment in long-term value for your place in Greece?